Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Supriya Raja, and I have been in the field of special education for more than 12 years. And now I am the founder of Empowered Parenting Hub. Well, in this video, I'll be talking about how to respond when your child has potentially, or you suspect, has been, diagnosed with attention issues or severe attention issues. Now, I know as parents, it is very difficult when you have a child with severe attention issues, especially when the child is always running around, exhibiting impulsive behavior, whether at home or even in other settings. But there are typical ways that generally parents respond when either the school tells that something has been done about the child's attention, or maybe the parent themselves feel something is quite off or something is a bit off about the child's behavior. The first thing is generally parents don't respond, but they react. Now, how does that happen? This happens especially when, as a parent, you notice that your child is excessively active, is exhibiting excess energy than what a child of a particular that age group would be. Even if the child is 3 years, 4 years, or even 5 years, the energy would be excess. And you notice that it's a bit too much as vis-a-vis other children. Many times parents, console themselves saying that, oh, my child is still very young. He's just like, or she's just like 4 years or 5 years. And it's very normal, for children to be very active. Well, it is true that children of that age group, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, are active. But when child has an attention issues, has severe attention issue, the behavior will be even more apparent, even more evident. The energy will be excessive, it'll be too much, that they can't even sit in a place, or that their schoolwork is extremely shabby, their sleep patterns are not regulated. There are a lot of things, you yourself will be able to notice as a parent. So that's the one thing is consoling oneself, or rather what we call it is being in denial. Okay, many times what happens is even the extended family members may give these kind of advices that, oh, he or she is pretty young, it happens, they'll grow out of it and all that. So what happens is you're losing some time here, in terms of addressing the issues. The second situation where how parents respond and how they basically react is when the school calls them during a PTA meeting and tells that, the child is, I think the child is not able to sit in class, the child is very disruptive in class, the child is always running around. So you need to get your child assessed, or maybe take your child to a doctor. Maybe the child requires an additional intervention. So here again, many parents, some of them of course address the issues, but some of them are totally in denial, and then they get very angry with the school. The first thing they do is that they react. How do they react? Take off the child from the school and change the school, because the school is labeling my child, the school is not understanding my child, the school is having these prejudices towards my child. These kind of reactive behaviors can be seen in parents. Now, before I go further, I would definitely like to extend my empathy. I understand as a parent, when you have a child with inattention, severe inattention, it can be pretty difficult, first of all, because a lot of people say so many things. Neighbors will say one thing, the extended family members say something, school says something. There's a lot of noise around you already. Somebody saying it's fine, he will, or she will grow out of it, whereas some other people are saying address the issue, take the child to a doctor. It can be pretty overwhelming, it can be very difficult as parent to see this, like whether I need to address it, whether there's something really problematic with my child, or that it's just that my child is more active. So as a parent, I can understand the confusion, I can understand the pain, I can understand the kind of denial that you can go through initially, but In case you have taken the child out of a particular school and put your child in another school, and again the pattern of behavior is repeating, and the second school is also saying, that there is an issue with attention and it has to be addressed, I would definitely advise that you address the issue, because unaddressed inattention, could lead to further complications when the child starts growing up. For examples, if the child, you have taken the child to a psychiatrist and or for assessment, and the doctor has, given a diagnosis, the child probably has ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is advisable to follow the doctor's advice, whether in the form of giving medication or in the form of supplementary intervention. So instead of being in denial, following the protocol is much better, because like I said, untreated ADHD or untreated severe inattention causes more complications, such as, getting the child, when the child hits teens or preteens, there is a probability of becoming more aggressive, like what they say, a conduct disorder. So, and they will be defying authority, they can get aggressive. So we do not want those kind of issues happening, complicating this even further. Many times children who have not been, gone through any kind of intervention at all, also along with the aggressive behavior, there are many instances the child goes through confusion, anxiety, because they don't know what's going on. The child themselves don't know what's going on, that they can't concentrate, they're not able to attend to school work. So it can be problematic for the child also. So considering the child's situation also, I would advise parents to immediately address the issue. So if you have gone for an assessment, whether because the school has pushed you towards it, or you also feel, okay, maybe I'll just go for an assessment and check it, and then the doctor has given this kind of diagnosis that your child has ADHD or ADD, which is attention deficit disorder with minus the hyperactivity, whatever the diagnosis, just follow the doctor's protocol. And in case the doctor has prescribed medication, I would advise, again, listen to the doctor, because many cases what happens, the doctors will always educate parents in terms of side effects of the medication also, which could probably be, changes in sleep patterns, changes in appetite, maybe a loss of appetite, whatever it is. Doctors always educate parents on these, they tell them these probabilities are there, these kind of side effects can happen, and that you can take a call whether to go with it or not. But still, having said that, it is always better that you go with the doctor's advice and take the medication, because doctors invariably give a very small dosage. They don't give high potency or high dosage in terms of medication. They always start with a very mild dosage. And then based on your feedback about how your child is responding to the medication, what kind of changes you're seeing, what kind of side effects you're seeing, they will always tweak the medication. So don't worry about that. Trust the doctor, trust the medical practitioner, and go with the doctor's advice and protocol. Additional to that, if you need to also adopt certain other intervention strategies and protocol, it's always advisable to do it. In fact, completely change your own lifestyle and your own habits that you're following at home for the benefit of your child, and adopt practices which are very helpful for your child. Now, what are those practices that you can use for a child who has been diagnosed with ADHD? I have another video. I'll be also linking it here. You can watch that also. And that is titled How to Parent a Child with ADHD. So I would rather, bring an end to this video saying that instead of being in denial, instead of accusing the school of probably, stigmatizing your child or labeling your child for being, for having attention issues, I would always advise you to step back, look at the situation, how it is. Because you're the best observer, you can see if the child has an inattention, severe inattention, it is pretty evident. It is going to be very evident. The behaviors are going to be very evident, right? Whether it is, the behavior could be like running around all the time throughout the day, not able to sit for academic work for an extended period of time, disrupting everybody, having a problem sitting for an extended period of time, and then also being very impulsive and inattentive, whether it is in a group setting or in a familiar setting. The behaviors will be very, very evident, and even you can see that. So instead of reacting and blaming the school, or just following, let's see what happens, or just thinking that things will just get better with age, and not addressing the issues, will definitely only complicate the matter. So instead of reacting, step back, observe your child behavior, see the situation the way it is, and respond by taking the necessary steps, the right steps, which are actually going to be helpful for your child in the long run. So if you like this video, I would advise you to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon so that you get a notification each time I publish a video. You can also follow me, and you can join my tribe, which is the Empowered Parenting Hub. I'll be giving you the link below. And I have also launched a course specifically for parents, which is called the Empowered Teaching Blueprint. If you want to know more about that, you can contact me. I'm giving my email ID also below, which is contactsupriya2020@gmail.com. So all the best. I do hope that this video has been an eye-opener for you, and it's really going to be helpful for you to take the right steps for your child's benefit. So until my next video, all the best and have a nice week. Bye-bye.